Hi and welcome back to another video at Whovian Central, and today we're going to be looking at the new set, the History of the Dalek Set 3, which is the Chase. And you might be asking now, Chris, that's been up for a while, so why are you reviewing it now? Well, I got it recently and it was good, so I thought I'd obviously undo it. So the packaging is pretty good. If you can see, you've got the Daleks, you've got the blue and like a bit there. I'll look into the Daleks more deeply when I take them out. At the back, you've got a bit of a in-depth, I don't think you can see, but a bit about the episode and a bit about the Dalek props they used at the time. So yeah, I'm just going to unbox them, just give me a sec. So here we are, we got them. So they come in this kind of packaging. You've got a bit of silver, a bit of plastic here to keep them covered, and you've got a bit of a kind of a cardboardy thing, which if I take it out, gives you a little bit of a background to the episode, which is a bit dark. I don't think you can exactly see, but you know, it's still pretty good. I think it's pretty good. And now, first off, I've got these two Daleks. So, yeah, just got that in there. So first off, you've got the black Dalek, which I always found funny that they have these little coloured bump-type bumpers, because I don't understand why they really need them, considering it was in black and white at the time. But you know, you've got your plunger and your gun, which is really good. Head movement's a bit stiff, but it kind of gets used to it. I mean, not used to it, it kind of moves out a bit. Then you got a little eye stalk, which is up and down, which is pretty good. And the paint job all around is good, and you can also kind of run it on things because of the wheels, and the wheels move around, so it can, like, you know, turn around if it needs to. Now, unlike the Dalek from, I believe, the episode Dalek, you can't really turn the middle around, which I think would be pretty cool, but obviously I don't think it would have been painted to be like that. The headpiece is pretty good here with the these little things. They don't glare or anything, it's just a model, which is to be expected. I think it's a very good model. I think it's very faithful to the original one. So now let's move on to the other piece. Now for the other piece, you've got, I think they're probably quite a unique model. I think when they made the Dalek Invasion of Earth and the Daleks original two History of the Dalek sets, there was not really that much innovation with them, but this one they've tried to change it quite a lot. Unlike, obviously, this one, if you've got to see here, you've got this like bumper pad, which is kind of standard for most Daleks and in show. This one doesn't. It's got golden tile around it, which is pretty impressive. It's an unusual colour of this blue dome rather than a black or grey dome of the classic era with the blue bumpers. And I think this headpiece is pretty good. I think it's probably the same headpiece, and I like that sometimes they've zoomed this out. If you can see for the other one, zoomed quite far in, but this one's quite far out. I think that's a pretty cool thing to see. So yeah, and I think the plunger is quite nice. But then there's this one blaring issue I find with this, is that if you might not be able to tell, but on the gun, it's just some straight pieces. There's no lines, which is different to this one, which is a bit of a small change, which you probably won't notice. But if you look close enough, you can see that there's like a little line there, where there's not really one on here, which is a bit of an unusual thing. I don't know why they've done it. I'm assuming it's because they needed some sort of custom mould to keep these in, and they must have just kind of got something out. And another thing that's a bit unusual is this is got more of a shine on it. These two black bits here have got more of a shine on it, where this is more of a duller pink black, which is another unusual thing. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a good design overall. But yeah, I think it's very faithful to the original. I give it that. These are both very faithful recreations and pretty good for army building. However, I still think the best set for army building is probably the original Daleks, History of the Daleks set if you want more classic Daleks, because they kind of aren't that innovative, so you don't need that much. So yeah, and then you got the packaging, obviously, which I'm just going to go. You got the TARDIS on the side, you know, the bit of a standard character options TARDIS box. You got a little sticker as well. History of Daleks 5+, Chase. And it tells you here from the Classic Adventures, which is, you know, pretty good. It gives you a bit of a knows where it knows where it is, because I think the difficulty with these is for me. I mean, I buy them, don't really care about it, but they just, I don't know if we might be harder to sell. Not these necessarily, but like the Romana set, the set with Romana and Sarah Jane, and the Doctor and TARDIS set might not be that difficult. But there's a couple of sets that from the classic era which might be harder to sell. I think the Daleks have it a bit easier because they're very noble villain, but stuff like the Sontaran sets might have been harder to sell, considering the Sontarans haven't got much representation in New Who. So yeah, that's just something to think about. However, they are I think returning back to these Daleks, they're pretty good at. It's very good for them to. It's very good for stop animation. I've done a couple of stop animations which aren't very good on here, and they're good to try with my TARDISes. So yeah, which I will be reviewing the 5th Doctor's TARDIS, and it will probably come out on Saturday probably, because I'm going to do the Dark Master Plan review tomorrow, which will come out tomorrow, and then I'm going to have both the Sontaran set and the 2 Doctors set, which I'm going to review both of those on Friday, and I'm going to not break Saturday. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. So yeah, that's pretty much those Dalek sets. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Yeah, those are the things you do, isn't it? And yeah, so if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and then yeah, either watch another video or go do something else. So whatever you do, have a lovely day. Bye.